Welcome to the Shop Jersey Shore podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Mazuka. Today, I'm here with my guest, Angelo Scialfa from Shore District Advertising. This podcast is brought to you by On Your Mark Designs. We're a digital marketing agency in Bayville, and we're here to help you find the best businesses and services to help you shop Jersey Shore. Please stay tuned for a giveaway at the end of the show, and wherever you're watching or listening, please subscribe and follow this show. We air a new episode every week. Thank you for joining me, Angelo.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Please introduce yourself to the audience. Tell us what your company is called and what do you do?
So, Shore District Advertising is a company that, first of all, we're a sponsorship and advertising sales firm. We represent school districts, townships, youth sports conferences, radio show, and a couple of other entities, all under the name of Shore District Advertising. And on behalf of those clients we represent, we're selling advertising and sponsorships to businesses so that they can get the exposure they're looking for, the branding that they want, and building share of mind when it comes to looking for their services or products. So we're a sponsorship and advertising sales firm, and we have so much to offer in the Ocean, Monmouth, and Middlesex counties, and it's been an exciting time of growth.
Absolutely. So, who are your customers? You're providing these sponsorship and advertising opportunities in these different venues. Who's buying these ads?
So, so it's funny you say, who's your customer, right? There's two parallel paths that we work down. One is those we represent. So the school districts, Central, Brick, Jackson, Toms River, Matawan, Middletown, Raritan, which is up at Hazlitt, the Shore Conference, the Middlesex Conference, Crashing the Boards Radio, all of these entities are customers of ours, right? Or clients that we represent. And they come to us because they're looking to generate additional revenue for their organization. The sponsor or the customer, as we're saying, are the businesses that want to reach consumers in that geographic area of those three counties. So it could be anything from real estate agents to heating and air conditioning companies, legal. We do a lot of business with lawyers, anything medical related, hospitals, urgent care, doctors, imaging companies. All of these organizations are looking to reach the community that we serve, which right now is Ocean, Monmouth, and Middlesex, those counties. So we have a way of reaching that greater community in a grassroots level through stadium advertising, arena advertising, streaming of sporting events, websites, newsletters, magazines, etc. So we have two customer bases, right? Those we represent. And then once we have that portfolio together, we can bring it out to the businesses. And we tend to work with every size business. Right now, we're working with small, medium, and large businesses who want to reach that area. So we have a way of customizing things. If you only want to reach the community of Jackson, we could do it. If you want to reach just Ocean County, we could do it. If it's just Middlesex, we could do it, et cetera, et cetera. So very customizable. And we sometimes are surprised at how many businesses reach out to us saying, I want to do that. I saw a sign in the stadium and it jumped out at me. Or we do school bus advertising, right? The bus goes by, a business sees it, and they're like, "I want that." They give us a call. So it's amazing, and it's so much fun. It really is so much fun.
Yes, those banners and stadium advertising, it really does have legs in the community because that is literally where people live and they see that stuff repeatedly. It's important to have digital advertising representation today because people also spend a lot of their time online. The average audience spends a lot of time online, but they're also walking around in the community, going to their kids' sports games, supporting the local schools. So they're likely to see it there. You mentioned that municipalities are also part of your customer base. So when a municipality is a customer or a venue that you're able to work with, That's not necessarily a sports team or a school bus. What does signage or advertising look like in a municipality situation?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And it's very targeted, so we could customize and work with any type of business. So, for example, in the summer, so we represent Toms River Township and Lacey Township. So Toms River has a pool, Lacey has their water park. So if you have products that make sense for summer activities, we have venues for that. We have the golf course. So if you're looking for more upscale, we have the golf course. The community parks. These community parks in Lacey and Toms River are used nonstop, except for maybe right now with all the snow in the fields. But we're heading into March and all the spring activities start. You'll start to see lacrosse and soccer. You'll see a lot of community parks filled with festivals. So it's nonstop. And so we have options for you for physical therapy places and orthopedic places love to be in the parks because that's where the injuries happen. Real estate because you're at that park with your kids, as you mentioned, and you're watching them on the playground. And so that sign is in front of you the entire time you're there.
And those festivals that happen through these parks, I mean, thousands of eyeballs will pass
Yes.
by. That's an incredible opportunity, and that it just can happen every weekend.
What we like to tell our advertisers and sponsors is this. Digital's important in today's world. You have to be there. There's no question about it. And many of them do billboards and radio. That's great. Great. We would be a great complement or supplement to what you're already doing
Absolutely.
because we have a captive audience. It's not a quick 60-second commercial where it comes and goes, right? The digital ad comes and goes. They're all important and they're very effective. But we have something where we have a captive audience that's looking at your message typically for an hour or more. If you're at a football game, it could be up to 2.5 hours, right? If you're at a band competition, it could be 4 hours. If you're at an invitational track meet, it is all day. Those things
Brand
go morning to night.
recognition, that brand recognition, that top of mind awareness that you were talking about really comes from repetition too. So it's not only seeing you in one venue or one space, seeing your brand in multiple places, even if you're not consciously recognizing that, it's making an impression on the audience and they will remember. So that repetition is key.
And people believe you're supporting my district, my school, my team, my kid. Well, maybe I owe you a phone call to see if I can get a quote on your service or product. So that's the connection we're trying to make for businesses.
So you mentioned newsletters and emails and digital opportunities as well. What are those digital opportunities that you were talking about?
So with sporting events, right, we have the streaming. So everything is streamed today. So basically, we have TV coverage of all the youth sporting events. So whether it's a shore conference basketball championship or whether it's the local high school's Friday night football game, these are all streamed and on your computer or phone or however, or plug it into your TV and watch it. And so we have those digital options available. Regarding newsletters, some of the school districts put out weekly or monthly newsletters, and we have options to advertise in there. These are highly opened and read newsletters because it's your kid's school. And if the principal or superintendent is communicating with you, you probably should look at it, right? Because there's going to be something in there that affects you. So we have ad placement in these newsletters.
There are events and due dates,
Yep.
and kids don't communicate those things to parents effectively. So
And that
those
and that's why the
newsletters are
districts
important.
do it. Yep. Yeah, and you know what? With the townships, for example, at Lacey, when they send out your tax bill, there's opportunity for envelope stuffers in there. When you get your water bill, there's an opportunity for a stuffer in there. These are now everyone says, well, direct mail, who wants to send out junk mail? Well, listen, you're opening your water bill, you're opening your tax bill, and there is your slip in there, your direct mail piece promoting whatever that product and service is. So we have these other options, and of course, all the websites. So if we're representing a school district, a township, a conference, or whatever it may be, they all have websites and other digital options as well. So we do have some digital. We are not a news digital website, but we do have digital options.
I actually have a banner ad with Shore District Advertising for my business on Your Mark Designs. I have a banner hanging in my kids' high school gym,
Right.
and I just chose to do one banner. You could, as a business, advertise in multiple districts to have that kind of wider net. So you could be in multiple venues, have an ad on the side of a bus, and really have excellent coverage as far as geographic area goes.
Yes, I think the key for us is we'll sit with you and say, "Okay, why do you wanna do this? What's the goal here? What's your the area you wanna market to?" And once we understand that, we can make suggestions. And again, as you said, if you're looking for a little bit higher end type of individual, we might suggest the ice rink in Tom's River. Because if you're involved in hockey, it's not cheap. So people who participate in that sport tend to have a little bit more money, or the golf course, right? But
Very
if we're
good
just
point.
looking for a general population and your geographic trading area is, we'll make it up. It's Jackson, Tom's River, and Brick. Well, then we're going to recommend those school districts where we can have you in all three. If you're a business like Ryan from
My
I'm
guy
drawing a,
plumbing.
my guy, Ryan's said, "Hey, I want all of Ocean and Monmouth. I wanna I wanna own it," right? I
Yes, he
love it.
does.
I just love the way he thinks, right? He wants expansion. So, with him, it's like, "Okay, Ryan, well, then let's start at Central and Southern Ocean and work our way up to Middletown, and let me show you all the options, but let's also take a look at the Shore Conference, which covers both counties. You can be at every championship, which they're all crowded, and it brings people in from all over both counties. So now we can get everybody at one championship, whether it's soccer, field hockey, basketball, or lacrosse. So there's different options we can use based on your trading area, your demographic you're trying to reach. We can work with those businesses to customize it. That's the key thing, because we don't want people to spend money in areas that don't make sense, right? Because then they're not going to be happy. And we want to keep customers for a long time.
Well, and that's another good question is it a commitment that's an annual commitment, or do you ever have people who come to you and say, "I just want to be in front of people targeting this event?"
Most of our contracts are annual, right? So that you can capture the entire audience over the entire year. However, with township events, if you want to be a sponsor of Lacey Day, well, that's a one-time event, so we can make that happen.
Well, that's interesting.
It's important that if you're gonna be part of Lacey Day, we do it early, so that in the pre-promotion that the township does, pushing that, "Don't forget, Lacey Day is coming," that you're part of that, that we include you as a sponsor in all of the promotion,
Absolutely.
right? Letting people know that Lacey Day is coming, then the day comes, you're present on that day. So it is a one-time event, once a year event, and you can be a sponsor for that, as we call it, a one-off event, and that's fine. If that's your goal, we can make that happen. But most people are with us on an annual basis.
That's good to know. So
Yeah.
so for you, Angelo, how did this all begin? How did you get to this point and this business?
Things happen by accident, things happen for a reason. The original company, Fox Run Group, represented universities and major events around the country. We also represented a lot of alumni associations doing the same thing, selling advertising and sponsorship on their behalf. Um, We got a phone call from the Toms River School District. They have an arena that was called the Pine Belt Arena. Pine Belt Automotive decided they didn't want to renew their naming rights deal, and the district needed a company to go out and find a new naming rights company, which we took on the opportunity and sold it to RWJ Barnabas. Now, with that contract, we were also obligated to sell the advertising inside the arena. Then they said, well, we have three stadiums and three arenas and the RWJ Barnabas Health Arena. Sell it all. And then we have school buses, 160 school buses. Well, we're like, okay. And it started to take off. And then Central Regional came on board. And all of a sudden I realized, wait a minute, we need to spin this off into its own company, its own LLC, and build a platform in Ocean and Monmouth County where we could provide the advertising and sponsorships for businesses in that area. We created Shore District Advertising, and then it just went from there. It went from Toms River Central, Jackson, Brick, right? It Padawan, Raritan, Middle, it
Sure.
just kept going and going and going. And very shortly, we will be announcing 4 more school districts. We will be announcing 3 more conferences because we have the Shore Conference and the Middlesex Conference we work with, but we're gonna be announcing 4 more high school conferences. So it's just exploding. Why? Because organizations, townships, and school districts need alternative revenue. They can't keep going to the tax base, the taxpayers, and they're limited on a 2% cap that the state has put on them. So they're looking for alternative ways of raising revenue, which opened up this opportunity. And so we spun off Shore District Advertising. It's its own separate company from Fox Run Group. Both coexist. They just work for different clients.
Excellent. And Fox Run covers.
So Fox Run will work with clients anywhere in the country. Yeah. So we're in conversations with a TV show. We're in conversations with a youth sports tour that will go around the country. There's a number of entities we're talking to. We're talking to the city of Fort Worth, Texas, about working with them, naming their new sports park that they just built. They need a naming rights partner for it. So we're doing a lot of things in the naming rights area. So Fox Run Group does a lot of different things in a lot of different areas of the country, right? Bigger picture, more grand scale. Short District Advertising is a New Jersey centric company and focused on townships and districts. Hence the name, right? The name is not rocket science, right? Down the shore, works for districts and sells advertising. So
So a
nothing
lot of
too
you are very.
creative about it.
You know what? It's very clear. I love it. From a digital marketing perspective, keywords and SEO. I love the name of your business. So these agreements that you have with these, especially the local school districts, they're exclusive to you and your company. When you go into an agreement, you are the company that has the ability to put these local advertisers into their space. But you've been encountering businesses who have been soliciting local businesses in a fraudulent way, acting as though they have the right to represent local districts. So let's talk a little bit about that because that's something that local business owners really need to know about because it can really cost them a lot of money.
Yeah, there are 2 companies in particular. There's 3 or 4 of them out there, but 2 in particular out of Texas that continue to call local businesses and say that they are working on behalf of the high school and the cheer coach. That's their angle, the cheer coach, because those coaches tend to fly under the radar versus a hockey coach or a football coach or a field hockey coach. And they say they're raising revenue for that cheer coach. And if you buy their package for a couple $1,000s, they'll put your name on a T-shirt, they'll put a banner in the stadium, they'll do all these things. And sometimes they drop ship a box of, a couple of T-shirts and a banner, and they don't have that right. And what they're sending to the schools is incredibly cheap stuff. The t-shirts you could see through, for God's sakes. The banners are really thin and ribbed, but they don't those can't go up because we have the exclusive rights. And what happens is these things get delivered to an athletic director's office or a school front office, and everyone's looking at it and say, "Where'd this come from?" And the box gets thrown out, and the business just paid good money. Then we have to go to that business and say, "I hate to tell you this, and you should go get your money back that these fraudulent companies won't do." And so the local business is out a couple $1,000s, and I feel terrible about that. But we've been standing on the mountaintop screaming, "Don't buy from these companies. Check with me. You don't have to come buy from us, but just call me and say, 'I got a call from this company. Are they legit?' And I will find out."
Can do the can these companies call the school itself to speak
Yes,
with an administrator to get the straight news? Because these other companies are representing that they have this agreement with the school, but when you do follow up with the school district, they've never heard of them or they have
right.
no idea what this company is talking about. So right there, it's fishy.
Yeah, and everybody we represent gives us a letter that states that we are the exclusive company to represent them, signed by the superintendent or business administrator or township business administrator, saying that we represent them exclusively. And if there's any question, you can call them. It's on their letterhead. So we have proof that we have an agreement with them. We had to go to that measure because of these fraudulent companies. So I warn all businesses, please, anybody approaches you, make sure they're legit, right?
Perfect. So, you being local in the area, even though some of what you do with your other business is national, you live and base yourself in New Jersey, in the local area. The shore is very important to you. So,
Yes.
talk about some of your favorite things about living and working in the Ocean and Monmouth County area.
I think, you know what I really like is the camaraderie among businesses. So I live in Mercer County, but
Okay.
am in Ocean and Monmouth all the time, obvious because that's where the business is. We have an office in Tom's River. However, the best part of it is the camaraderie among businesses, the chambers that we belong to about 5 different chambers. They all bring these businesses together, and that what I love is the willingness to help each other. It's really just a great feeling that businesses are being open with each other and willing to help each other. So I love coming over to Ocean and Monmouth County all the time because of that, just because of the people. The people are just terrific, and I love being over there, and going on calls and meeting up with chamber people. It's a lot of fun.
That's great. I couldn't agree more. I
Yeah,
do quite a lot of networking myself. My radius is a little tighter, but you're absolutely right, especially in the Greater Towns River Chamber of Commerce. We both are members there. That's how we met each other. And the folks in that room, whichever room it is, are very willing to help and to talk to you. And
yeah.
it's not clicky and everybody is just there to benefit each other. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's great, and you're right, that's how we met. We've used your services because at one point, after knowing you a long time, it's like, "Wait a minute, we need this service, where can I get" "Whoa, wait a minute, Lisa," right? And then you wanted some exposure in your local area, and you're like, "Where can I" "Oh, well, wait a minute, let me call Angelo and see if I can't get a banner up there." And so, like, working with each other and helping each other and providing referrals, because when you're at those business meetings, you're not gonna refer somebody who is not gonna do a good job. You're only gonna refer people who do, and it just it explodes, right? It keeps going, and that's what I really like about the Jersey Shores, is this willingness to help.
I love it. So what is next for Shore District advertising? Is there anything new in store for your business? Any programs you're excited to grow?
We've been in business 16 years. Short District Advertising has been in business now for we're in our 5th year. The Short District Advertising model We're looking at expanding in New Jersey, outside of Ocean Monmouth. We're now in Middlesex, and we're thinking about going beyond that. But can this business model be replicated in other states, in other areas, whether that's in Pennsylvania, New York, Delaware, like states around us? Or is it a model that can be taken to other cities, large cities, right? Whether it's Chicago,
Yeah.
Philadelphia, Dallas, and put in place there. So there's a lot of growth for us, but right now, what's next is taking care of what's in our backyard, Ocean Monmouth, Middlesex, and then we'll see about expanding into other counties, and then we'll go from there. In terms of programming, we're looking at doing more streaming.
Okay.
So the people we represent, we're going to them with more streaming options so that these sporting events could be brought to the public for free. Because
So
a lot of
you are not only selling the advertising within the streaming capability, but you're actually bringing the streaming capability to the district?
Yes, if they don't have streaming capabilities, we work with a company that does a lot of streaming for school districts. They are also New Jersey based. And we've been doing a lot of work with them. So when we talk to a school district, a prospect, I have a meeting this afternoon with a school district, we will say to them, this is what our company provides. And if you want to stream any of your events, if you're not streaming them, we have a partner that we could bring in and do it for you. And then we sell the advertising on that stream, and then we generate revenue for the district.
That's so important to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So, Angelo, how do people get in touch with you? Both districts and potential advertisers, if they are interested in working with you. Tell us.
So it's easy. Angelo at shoredistrictadvertising.com. It's easy. It's my name at the company. Or you could just go to the website, shoredistrictadvertising.com, poke around, and there's contact page there. You has my email and phone number. But yeah, just Angelo at shoredistrictadvertising.com, and we'll help you out any way we can.
That is terrific. Thank you for joining me. Is everybody ready for our giveaway? You could win a free gift card to Spire Coffee House with 2 locations in Toms River, New Jersey. So, what question should we ask? Do you have one in mind? Because I have one in mind.
No, no, you go. We'll
Okay.
leave.
So,
Yeah.
what are the 2 municipalities that Shore District Advertising represents exclusively for advertising options? So please send that in an email to me, Lisa at shopjerseyshore.com. Put Shore District Advertising in the subject of the email. We will choose a winner and announce it before the next episode. Good luck, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me, Angelo.
This was fun. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you did this. Okay, so everybody, I'll see you next week. And remember to shop Jersey Shore.